My name is Elisabetta Adami. I'm Associate Professor of Multimodal Communication, and I've led the research project PanMeMic, that is communication and interaction in the pandemic and beyond. With PanMeMic, we've gathered both academics and non-academics, people from all across the world, based in all continents, to share observations, reflections, and discuss together how the restrictions during the pandemic have affected the way they communicate and they interact with others. And the Facebook group was particularly populated and active, particularly in the first months of discussions. Everyone had a very, very big insight and a lot of reflections on how they were needing to change the way they were communicating with others because of the restrictions. I had never done participatory research, and actually I hadn't even conceived this as participatory at the start, but the urge was, I want people to be able to share their knowledge because I want to learn. So it was also, if you want, a selfish need for me to get to know from them. And then when I started thinking about that in that way, I then realized, this is a type of citizen research, because the people I've involved, they are the ones that give me knowledge.
I think we were all experiencing certainly social isolation as a result of the pandemic, and it was a way to kind of reflect on that. It was very positive because we were kind of involved at this other level. Elisabetta would talk us through the process and to explain to us, how they were analysing things so that we could understand it. It felt very much that we were actually involved in the process rather than being test subjects. I found it quite interesting about the emotional support that was offered on the group. And it's very personal, and particularly when it was coming to things like around death and bereavement. There were some very open and honest discussions that were had on there. And I think that was useful, that sharing of personal experience. I think you learn more from that than you do from sharing an academic paper. Certainly for me, it's not an academic.
So what I've realized is actually that the big effort, at least in this instance of co-research, is that the researcher needs to relinquish control and let things go and intervene if needed. But it's actually more of a feeling to be just one person within the group that's doing the discussion, rather than the person that tries to manage the discussion. So I think there is this one key about the type of participatory, or let's say citizen type of research that I am interested in thanks to this project. That is the fact that the impact is through these interactions among people, we inevitably change and we inevitably learn. So that is the very, very first impact.